Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching the News Hour Special Edition with me, Priya Bahel. In just 6 days from now, curtains would have been drawn on world's largest democratic exercise. With just 11% of total seats left to go for polls in the last phase, the political rhetoric is peaking. And after Mangal Sutra, PM's comment that is now generating a lot of headlines and outrage is one that mentions Mujra. Speaking in Bihar on Saturday, on two different occasions, Prime Minister Narendra Modi used the word that is a dance that was usually performed by courtesans and originated in the Mughal era. Addressing back-to-back rallies in Karakat and Patliputra Lok Sabha constituencies in Bihar, Prime Minister said that he is going to foil the plans of INDIA bloc to rob SCs, STs and OBCs of their rights and divert them to the Muslims. They can remain enslaved and performed mujra to please their vote bank, said the Prime Minister. However, his commitment to ensuring that rights of backwards do not get taken away remains unwavering. Today, the Prime Minister made yet another big revelation, almost as if to substantiate what he had said yesterday. In Mirzapur, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Samajwadi Party had declared in their manifesto back in 2012 Assembly elections and 2014 Lok Sabha elections that they are ready to make a Muslim quota. Not just that, he claims that Samajwadi Party was ready to change the constitution as well to ensure that this reservation can become a reality. But that is not all, viewers. Citing his big revelation, he also went on to say that the INDIA bloc wants to change the constitution now, since they could not make it possible earlier.
एक नया खुलासा मैं आज कर रहा हूं। 2012 में उत्तर प्रदेश विधानसभा चुनाव के समय जनवरी महीने में सपा ने अपना घोषणा पत्र जारी किया था। 2012 तब सपा ने अपने घोषणा पत्र में कहा था, जैसे दलितों को, पिछड़ों को आरक्षण मिला है, वैसे ही मुसलमानों को आरक्षण दिया जाएगा। ये सपा ने 2012 के घोषणा पत्र में कहा था। सपा ने डंके की चोट पर कहा था कि वो इसके लिए संविधान तक बदल देगी। 2014 के लोकसभा चुनाव में सपा ने फिर अपना घोषणा पत्र जारी किया। इसमें फिर सपा ने मुसलमानों को आरक्षण देने का ऐलान किया कि अब इंडी वालों ने तय किया है कि मुसलमानों को आरक्षण देने के लिए एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी, अति पिछड़ों का आरक्षण छीनने के लिए अब वो आखिरी उपाय खोज लिया है, और वो आखिरी उपाय है उनका संविधान में बदल लाना, संविधान में लिख देना। वो कहते हैं कि संविधान में लिखेंगे मुसलमानों को आरक्षण दिया जाएगा। एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी परिवारों को गारंटी देता हूं, अति पिछड़े परिवारों को गारंटी देता हूं, जब तक मोदी जिंदा है, मैं एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी और अति पिछड़ों के हकों को छीनने नहीं दूंगा। इंडिया अलायंस को अपने वोट बैंक की गुलामी करनी है तो करें, उनको वहां जाके मुजरा करना है तो भी करें। मैं एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी आरक्षण के साथ डट करके खड़ा हूं, खड़ा रहूंगा।
The opposition is up in arms over this unsparing broadside, from criticizing the tone and tenor of the Mujra comment to rebutting the content of the Muslim quota remark. INDIA leaders are building a defense and calling it a symptom of Prime Minister's diminishing confidence and the diminishing number of seats that the BJP is likely to get.
जिस पद पर वो हैं, तो वो पद जाता हुआ दिखाई दे रहा है। इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि जब आपका सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस खत्म होता है, जब आत्मविश्वास खत्म होता है, तो आप लड़खड़ाते हैं।
क्या मोदी जी की जिम्मेदारी नहीं बनती कि वो पद की गरिमा रखे, पद की मर्यादा रखे? आज जिस तरह से वो बोल रहे हैं, अफसोस की बात यह है बहनों और भाइयों कि इनकी असलियत दिखाई देने लगी है।
प्रधानमंत्री का दिन प्रतिदिन जैसे चुनाव आगे बढ़ रहा है, वैसे भाषा में भारी गिरावट आ रही है और ऐसी भाषा वो बोल रहे हैं जिससे उनके समर्थकों को भी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है।
महामानव, विश्व गुरु, प्रधान सेवक, ये तमाम शब्दावलियां हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री के लिए इस्तेमाल की गई और उनको बताया गया, और वो तो अब खुद भी मानने लगे हैं कि वो उनका जो जन्म है वो बायोलॉजिकल जन्म नहीं है, वो एक अवतार है। और अभी इस चुनाव में तो उन्होंने राजनीति के स्तर को और भाषा की मर्यादा को पूरी तरीके से तार-तार कर दिया है।
So what does it make of the message as well as the way it is being conveyed? Is the outrage over the words that were used by the Prime Minister justified, or is the real action that has been taken by the other parties in the past, or at least their intention to do so, the one that should generate more outrage and anger? To answer those questions, we are now joined by Sanju Verma, BJP National Spokesperson, Tushar Gupta, political analyst with us, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, political analyst, Shubhankar Bhattacharya, also a political analyst, and Tariq Khan of the Samajwadi Party. He's a national spokesperson, are all joining us on the broadcast. Sanju Verma, first of all, what do you make of Prime Minister, somebody of the stature of a leader who, who's never known to be somebody who lacks words to convey his message, using a word like mujra?
Okay, Priya, without beating around the bush, let me call out the bluff of the opposition, which has raised a stink on this entire issue. First and foremost, let's not miss the woods for the trees. The Prime Minister was driving home the larger message that, pursuant to its vote bank appeasement-oriented politics, the entire alliance, Rahul Gandhi-led, Mamata Banerjee-led, MK Stalin-led cabal, has repeatedly over the decades ensured that Dalits, Adivasis and OBCs in India have had their rights encroached upon, just to please one community, that is Muslim appeasement, which is what he was talking about. I'm not going to mince my words or hold back my punches. Dalits, Adivasis and OBCs, their interests have been compromised with. And let's, not engage in rhetoric. I will just give you 2 or 3 examples to corroborate my point. Do you remember way back in 2005, undivided Andhra Pradesh? The Congress was in power both in Andhra Pradesh and in center, and they gave quota within quota to circumvent the Supreme Court judgment of 1992, which clearly said that reservation on grounds of religion is neither acceptable nor desirable. Yes. And then in 2007, let me finish in 10 seconds.
No, but Sanju Verma, we'll come to that. Like I said, there are 2 parts to this. One, the message, and second, the words that were used to convey that message. My question just is, should Prime Minister have used a word like mujra or not? We'll go around the table on that, and then we'll come back to the actual messaging behind the words.
Let's be very clear. This is a fiery and feisty election season, and rather than picking on one word in isolation to try and debunk what Narendra Modi as the sitting Prime Minister was trying to drive home, trying to digress from the core mudda, which is about the Congress trying to give reservation on the grounds of religion. You're trying to digress from the key issue, and you're trying to focus on one word. That is called trying to spite the face and the nose both. And I'll tell you why. Yahi Rahul Gandhi the. Just on the eve of the Bhavya Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha celebrations, Aishwarya Rai, who's a highly successful, self-made woman, what did he say? Let me finish now, Priya. You asked me, let me take 20 seconds. What did he say? Arey, aapko ye mandiron mein Aishwarya Rai naachti hui milegi. And this is the same Rahul Gandhi who a few hours back, taking a jibe at a popular female news anchor, he said, अरे ये जो 3-4 दिनों से आप देख रहे हो, इसको इंटरव्यू दे रहे प्रधानमंत्री, इनके जितने चमचे हैं, इनकी एक चमची प्रधानमंत्री से पूछती है, आपको इतनी ऊर्जा और इतनी एनर्जी कहां से मिलती है You call a popular primetime news anchor chamchi. You say Aishwarya Rai नाचती हुई मिलेगी, and today
Okay.
you are shedding copious tears because Pradhan Mantri ने एक शब्द use किया मुजरा.
Okay, you've made your point, Sanju Verma. Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, is all fair in love and war? Because the election is feisty, this language is acceptable. Whether it is from Prime Minister or from Rahul Gandhi.
No, Priya, listen here. No, Priya, you must understand, since independence, the number of prime ministers that we have got, all of them have exceeded their statesmanship limits. Be it Jawaharlal Nehru, be it Rajiv Gandhi, be it Indira Gandhi, or be it our own, Manmohan Singh ji, or earlier the Bharatiya Janata Party's, Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji also. The way, the level of discourse that the Prime Minister has brought this time in this election campaign, I am really ashamed. You know, when he uttered the word of mujra for the opposition parties, those who do mujras, what are they called? Tawaifs, as per the, we know that. Now, who watches these mujras of the Tawaifs? Ayyash log dekhte hai. I believe our Prime Minister is not an Ayyash that is uttering so frequently the mujra word for the opposition benches. Now,
Sir, let's keep it civil.
अरे मैडम
Both,
चुप करिए.
Sanju, you do no personal comments,
बहुत
please.
बोलिए. हम मुजरा करते हैं. आप प्रधानमंत्री को जाकर चुप कराइए. इसके बाद बात कीजिएगा हमसे.
No, but Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, here is what Sanju Verma's point was, and before I go to her, let's play out for our viewers what Rahul Gandhi had said, what she was mentioning too for the uninitiated. Let's also, no, you're saying that the level of discourse has fallen. Yes, it has fallen. Nobody is denying that it has fallen, but has it fallen only on one side of the political divide? Listen into Rahul Gandhi and then I'll come back to you and decide. Okay, I'm told that we still have to procure that ballot. We'll do that in a bit. But
no, can I continue now, Priya? By the time you get that clip, let me just finish my point of view out here. Priya, one thing you see, the Prime Minister of the country is supposed to be a Prime Minister of 140 crore people. By 4th of June, at least he is the Prime Minister of the country. Using words like Guspetiya for Muslims.
You sit here and abuse the Prime Minister 24/7.
I don't respect Narendra Modi. I don't respect Narendra Modi who calls me a mujrawala. No, I don't respect Narendra Modi. I respect the chair. आज नरेंद्र मोदी आए गए, कितना गयाराम आते हैं. देश का इस तरह से डिस्कोर्स, देश के लोगों को इस तरह से गाली गलौज नहीं दिया किसी ने. किसी ने भी आज तक ऑपोजिशन को, अरे मैडम हम कुछ भी हो, वो देश जानता है, लोग जो मेरे को सुन रहे हैं वो भी जानते हैं, लेकिन आपके प्रधानमंत्री, आपके नरेंद्र मोदी जी हमको बोलेंगे मुजरा वाले और हम उनको शाबाशी देंगे.
Since we're talking about Mujra, Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, Narendra Modi is, by the way, not the only one. Your ally, INDIA ally, Shiv Sena leader Uddhav Thackeray has used the word Mujra. Do you have an objection to that? Did you object to that?
Interfered like anything. Let me finish my point out here.
You are not making a point.
Let me finish my point out here, Priya.
That is why I call
Please,
you
sir. Sanju Verma, please let him finish his point, please.
Yes. Fit to be abused. हमको मुजरा वाला बोलेंगे और उनको हम फूलों का माला पहनाएंगे. What nonsense is this?
सर एक और आदमी, I will ask you whether आपने उनको फूलों की माला पहनाई कि नहीं. Nobody is saying कि आपको फूलों की माला पहनानी चाहिए. कमरू जमान चौधरी, संजय राउत को सुनिए और फिर बताइए कि आपने इनको फूलों की माला पहनाई थी कि नहीं पहनाई थी. Listen in.
महाराष्ट्र में अब तक हाईकमांड मुंबई में बैठा था, अब मिस्टर शिंदे का हाईकमांड दिल्ली में है. बाला साहब ठाकरे की बातें करते हैं, हमारी शिवसेना बोलते हैं, बाला साहब ठाकरे का नाम लेते हैं, लेकिन दिल्ली में जाकर मुजरा मारते हैं. असली शिवसेना के भी दिल्ली में जाकर किसी के सामने झुककर खड़े नहीं हो गए.
Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, do you object to that kind of language used by your own ally, by Congress's ally?
No. Priya, this is not the discourse of anybody, mind you. I do not support any abuses against any opposition leaders. We are a multi-party democracy. Our Prime Minister comes on national TV, he comes on the public forum and tells the इस देश का मुसलमान
do you
पैदा करने वाले हैं।
condemn Sanjay Rawat and Uddhav Thackeray or not? Both of them said the same thing for the same person. Yes or no answer, sir?
Prime Minister has brought the country to.
Sir,
now
yes.
you say तो इनका संजू वर्मा को झाल लग जाएगा।
Sir,
जब
Mr. Chaudhary, one word answer, simple question. Do you condemn Uddhav Thackeray using the same word? Do you condemn Sanjay Rawat using the same word? Yes or no? That's it.
Of course, I don't play here moral high ground here.
Okay.
जो सच है वो सच बोलते हैं, लेकिन पहले प्रधानमंत्री के प्रतिनिधि इस मंच में आकर ये तो बोले कि हम माफी मांगते हैं प्रधानमंत्री के लिए। नहीं, प्रिया, one thing I will ask Sanju Verma, does she apologize to the nation for calling the opposition मुजरा वाले? अगर opposition मुजरा वाले है, तो क्या वो अय्याश है?
Okay, let's now.
वो क्या तवाइफों का मुजरा देखने के लिए प्रधानमंत्री
Let's now get a non-political voice on this. Tushar, what do you think about this kind of language and discourse? We'll come to the message later.
Good evening. Look, I'm not worried about the language or the discourse that much because the opposition has honestly not set very high standards when it comes to political
that doesn't give an
conversations or
excuse.
political discourse.
This whataboutery is what we always have a problem with.
Whataboutery. Hold on. You're talking about whataboutery. I'm telling you, let's focus on the agenda at hand. Congress's manifesto, page number 8, points number 6, 7, 8. They are focused on minority appeasement. Page number 7, point number 23, minority appeasement. Page number 28, point number 21, minority appeasement. Page number 6, point number 1, minority appeasement. So if you are going to ask me that should I not focus on minority appeasement and rather focus on the message in which it was delivered by the Prime Minister to its voters or to the entire country at large, I'm sorry, I won't
No, but Tushar, then the same argument can also be made for what Rahul Gandhi said when he uses words like chamchi and chamcha for journalists. He is also trying to send a larger message that, there is a particular kind of media that is aligned with the Prime Minister. Let's not object to that also.
Okay, Times Now has taken several interviews of the Prime Minister, both for its Hindi and English channel. If Rahul Gandhi tomorrow says Times Now people are chamchas and you don't have a problem with that, I don't have a problem.
No. I have a problem with...
again is...
I'm just making a point for argument's sake.
Let me complete, please. People are not realizing what Congress is proposing in its manifesto is extremely dangerous for the country. Rahul Gandhi can call anyone a chamcha. The Prime Minister can make whatever comments he wants. I am focused on the issue. Do you not know that in 2012, the Congress wanted to get in a minority subquota of 4.5% for which they preached the Supreme Court? Do we not know that they introduced this subquota just before the Uttar Pradesh State Assembly elections of 2012 and they made a last ditch attempt before the national elections of 2014?
Priya,
the Congress is all about minority appeasement. You pick up their history, you pick up their manifesto. Quiet, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, shut up.
No, please. Tushar, we will not allow... No. That's not fair. Everybody will get their turn and everybody is getting their turn. Tushar Gupta will finish his point. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, you will get your chance. Let's just be civil, please. Humble request, please. Yes, Tushar.
I'm quoting you the exact pages of the manifesto so that the viewers of Times Now can look themselves up, look at the manifesto of the Congress, look at the history of the Congress, and then see how they are neck down deep in minority appeasement. And if the BJP, if the Prime Minister, if any local leader of the BJP wants to bring it up, I think the voters have a right to know. Can Kamruzaman Chaudhary sit here and say that page number 8 of the Congress manifesto, points number 6, 7, and 8, do not deal about appeasement? Can he say yes or no? Can he say that Congress in 2012 did not bring in a 4.5 minority subquota of 4.5% just for appeasement? Can he say yes or no? It's very simple to beat around the bush. Let's deal on facts. Is the Congress about minority appeasement? Yes or no? Can he say no? Can he honestly say no?
Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, please. And then I will come to the actual manifesto and the promise that was mentioned by Prime Minister today, but it's not about the Congress's manifesto.
Just 30 seconds. I will just take 30 seconds to bust the lies of this liar cabal that is sitting in your panel and in the ecosystem. On 2007, Ranganathan Mishra Commission report came out, which suggested 14% reservation for the minorities. Particularly, it wanted 10% minorities reservation to be reserved for the Muslims, but it never wanted a dilution of the OBC quota. The Supreme Court in 2023, the union government submitted an affidavit and said, we reject the Ranganathan Commission report, and said we constituted a Balakrishnan report, wherein the debate was, the Supreme Court was, the center has argued for rejecting the report. Dalits who converted to Christianity or Islam to overcome the burdens of caste cannot claim reservation benefits enjoyed by those who chose to stay back in the Hindu religious system. Now the center says that the reservation system is based on religion. Now can you bust this lie and say that any reservation in India is open to all the religious castes in the country? No, because they do not want to provide reservation to any category. They just want to remove the reservation system for India. That's a long-stated goal of the RSS, and this lying...
Sanju wants to come in. Sanju, quick rebuttal there. And Tushar, you will get a chance. I have other two guests also who are waiting very patiently. We'll get them in. Sanju, yes, please.
Thank you, Priya. Priya, let me be very clear. What has happened is that despite the Supreme Court saying reservation on grounds of religion is neither acceptable nor desirable, Congress governments, whenever they've been in power at a given state or in the center, have used quota within quota to circumvent the Supreme Court judgment of 1992. Be it Andhra Pradesh, where quota within quota was given to Muslims in 2005, be it 2007, when quota within quota was given to Muslims by the Karunanidhi and MMS Manmohan Singh led government, or be it as recently as 2012, when Akhilesh Yadav wanted to give quota within quota to Muslims to circumvent the Supreme Court judgment. Let me tell you that Muslim appeasement has been at the core, at the heart, is the fulcrum of the entire opposition-led cabal. But I always say that judge a man by his actions. The proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Okay.
I had a debate with your colleague Padmaja Joshi 2 days back, and I gave out some data. I will just repeat that in 10 seconds. Contrary to popular perception, West Bengal, where Mamata Banerjee engages in brazen appeasement, the poverty ratio of Muslim community is 16.72%. In Madhya Pradesh, ruled by BJP, it is 6.3%. In Uttar Pradesh, ruled by BJP, it is 5.8%. And in Gujarat, ruled by BJP, the Muslim poverty ratio is the lowest in India at 4.4%.
Yes, even in West Bengal, and we've discussed this earlier, in the Muslim majority seats, even the government, when it claims to give quota, which eventually was quashed by the High Court, saying it was the sole criteria of it happened to be religion, the Muslim majority seats also in the state have poverty rates that are way higher than the state average, even within West Bengal. Forget about comparisons with states like Uttar Pradesh and other states. But let me bring Shubhankar Bhattacharya in on that point. Since we're talking about 2012, here is what Mamata Banerjee said in 2012 about quota and Muslims.
তাই সার্ভে করে আগে 65টা বার করা হয়েছিল, আজকে আমরা আরো 33টা ইনক্লুশন করলাম। মোট এই ওবিসির মধ্যে 98টা কাস্ট ইনক্লুশন হলো এবং টোটাল 143টা, টোটাল 143 এর মধ্যে মানে আজকের মানে 33 এর ইনক্লুশন করলো এবং আরো সম্ভবত 7-8টা হবে। অর্থাৎ এই 17% যেটা রিজার্ভেশন, যেটা ওবিসির মধ্যে মাইনরিটিস বলা হচ্ছিল, এটা প্রায় 99% মাইনরিটিসদেরই হবে 17% এর মধ্যে। সুতরাং এইটা আমরা আজকে ইনক্লুশন করে অ্যাপ্রুভাল দিয়ে দিলাম।
Shubhankar, 99% of Muslim castes will be included under OBC is what TMC chief said. I think the outrage that this should generate should far outdo the outrage that the usage of word mujra generates. Do you agree?
Okay. Now let me tell you, no, I don't agree that the word mujra should be justified over here. No, I cannot justify the word mujra, but yes, I'll clarify on the question that you are asking to me, because now the debate has already been derailed from the issue of language. So now let's come to the point that you have asked me the question about the reservation system in West Bengal, which is totally about appeasement of Muslims. Okay, now let me talk about some mathematics. What is the population of West Bengal? It comes to somewhere around 10.5 crores. Let's, for the best calculation, take it as 10 crores, right? Muslims are of, it's been said that 28% are Muslims. That means 2.8 crores, right? Now in OBC quota, the certificates right from 2010 has been totally cancelled by the Honorable High Court. Agreed. How many certificates were cancelled? 5 lakhs. From 2010 to now, 5 lakh. What percentage does it constitute of 2 crore 80 lakhs? That is not even 2%. So where do you find that 90%? It is being said from the dais, the Prime Minister himself said that the 90% Muslims are enjoying the provisions of quota. No, the provisions have declared inclusion of segments, but the registration of total Muslims in it comes to only 6,80,000. Only 6,80,000 out of the 82 lakh registered, the reservation, this thing. And in 16th of May, NCBC had actually filed, they have issued a circular to the Punjab government and the West Bengal government to raise the bar, because we were covering 45% of the quota. So it had that scope of, for 5%. As said by the
what was this?
Court.
What was the basis of this classification?
So
what data were you relying on? What census were you relying on? What census was TMC and Mamata Banerjee relying on?
I'm telling you, Priya, I'm not fighting. Priya, I'm not fighting over here. Just listen to the data that I'm sharing and check it out. If you find me wrong, just correct me.
No, sir, I'm asking you one question. When you talk about percentages and absolute numbers, where do you get this data from?
Right. Where did I get the data from? The 5 lakh is in the news itself. The 5 lakh certificates have been cancelled. Right?
No,
28% of the total Muslims in check the population report. Right?
Sir,
that comes
when the state government decides to include disproportionately high number of Muslims into the OBC category, after I have heard Mamata Banerjee saying that I will ensure that 99% of you are included, why should I not doubt her intentions?
The funny thing is, it is about a provision. It is about the provision. She has been talking about the making a provision because it has been covering those people, the minorities from... See,
Sir,
when did you have so many caste system in Muslims? Tell me that. The thing was that the people who got converted into, due to whatever the...
So not my words, but the High Court, when rejecting this, said that religion seemed to be the sole criteria for granting this quota, and not the caste system, sub-caste system, conversion, none of those things. The court said...
Please try to understand. Why are you bringing religion? It is about the public.
I am not.
It is about
Mamata Banerjee is. And High Court is saying this. I'm quoting word to word.
Who are laying down. Oh.
Anyways,
I don't want to get into what actually High Court,
Sir, if you don't want to get into what court said, then what can I say? But Tariq Khan, similar questions have also been raised about Samajwadi Party's promises, and this is what Prime Minister said today, that in 2012 as well as in 2014, you had promised to give quota to Muslims. Your first reaction to that?
I hope that you'll give me time as you have given to BJP. Now, before asking us about the reservation we have told we will give to in 2012, BJP must answer what is the stand of Chandrababu Naidu in Andhra Pradesh. He promised to give 4% reservation, as well as Dev Gowda also promised to give reservation to Muslim. I just want the clarification of these two leaders of who are along with NDA, that what is their stand on minority reservation as well as Muslim reservation. Now, I have been compelled to ask this question. I am saying that I have been compelled to ask this question, that PM is saying that opposition is doing mujra or wherever he is doing mujra. Now, if somebody is doing mujra, there must be a quota and there must be tawaf. Now, whom you are saying tawaf? Prime Minister must clarify this, that whom you are saying tawaf and where are those quotas? Where are those quotas? How can a Prime Minister of a country, the largest democracy in the world, you are saying that we are Vishwa Guru, and you are calling opposition that you are, if some party have a stand, let me make my point. You gave time to BJP, I'm not able to, I just want 10 seconds more. you have Prime Minister said that if a party talk about a group of people or a jati or somebody, a caste, or let it be minorities, that means you started doing mujra over there. If Prime Minister talk about the whole
sir,
country,
that's not what he said. And in case you have any confusion, I have it right
here. If you talk about backward,
because I knew this would happen. Here is what he said. I'll tell you what he said. No, I'll tell you word by word what he said. मोदी के लिए बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर की भावना सर्वोपरि है। इंडी गठबंधन को अपने वोट बैंक की गुलामी करनी है तो करें, उनको वहां जाकर मुजरा करना है तो भी करें।
अल्टीमेट ऑब्जेक्टिव,
मैं SC, ST और OBC के आरक्षण के साथ डटकर खड़ा रहूंगा। Now when you're talking about ultimate objectives, explain to me what did your manifesto mean in 2012 when it said separate reservation, and I'm emphasizing on separate reservation for Muslims in proportion to their population, which would be about 18%. Which law, which provision in the constitution provides for this, Tariq Khan?
Exactly the same provision which has provided Hardan Haldi Dota to give reservation, 5% reservation to Muslim in 1995. Ask Dev Gowda first how he has given reservation to Muslims in 1995. We are never given. He promised. I am accepting this, that we have promised to give the reservation, but there is foundation by the Constitution and the Supreme Court that it should not exceed 50% limit. Now, if a party talks about some...
So when you're aware of that condition, so you deliberately made a promise that you knew could not be fulfilled. By the way, in 2012, after making this promise, Akhilesh, the Samajwadi Party did win those elections and did nothing about this. Yes, Sanju Verma, you want to come in. We'll come back to you, Tariq. This is your field now. Yes, Sanju Verma.
Thank you. Priya, now I need some time because, I listen to everybody patiently. First and foremost, somebody here mentioned about, quota in West Bengal. Let me be very clear. Since 2011, every single Muslim community in West Bengal has been categorized as an OBC. And the Kolkata High Court has taken cognizance of this. Let me finish, Priya, please. You do not...
I'm saying, Sanju Verma, you've already made these points on Times Now itself. Do you want to answer his question about your ally H.D. Kumaraswamy and H.D. Deve Gowda giving 5% reservation
Priya,
as well?
I don't understand. The others keep repeating the same point. Do not answer your questions point blank. I'm just making my point. Can you give me 30 seconds without breaking my chain of thought, please, Priya? Humbly. Thank you. First and foremost, let your audience know there are currently 179 OBC communities, out of which 118 that have been categorized as OBCs are Muslims. That is 66% of all OBCs in West Bengal have been categorized as Muslims. Point number 2, and the more important one, is there is a very important category called OBC category A. And yahan par, there are 90 OBC communities, 90, out of which 81 are Muslims and only 9 are Hindus. और आप कहते हो Mamata Banerjee does not engage in appeasement politics?
No, but Sanju Verma, Tariq Khan has admitted, yes, we promised 18% reservation. You tell us about your allies promising reservation that doesn't follow the constitutional norms.
I'm coming to that. Now let's, your debate started with language. We've already discussed that Narendra Modi ने जो मुसलमानों के लिए किया है वो किसी और सरकार ने आज तक किया नहीं. Point number 1. Point number 2, reservation on grounds of religion has been denied by the Supreme Court, and Prime Minister is only echoing what the Supreme Court said. Now point number 3, and the most important point, भाषा की मर्यादा. यही मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जो आज उछल कर भाषा की मर्यादा पर नरेंद्र मोदी को ज्ञान दे रहे हैं. When at a public conclave of a national media channel, he was asked that thousands of women have been raped in Sandesh Khali. What are your comments? What did Mallikarjun Kharge say? And this video went viral. He said, हुआ तो हुआ, अभी जो हो गया उसके बारे में बात करने से क्या फायदा? And अखिलेश यादव के जो यहाँ पर representative बैठे हैं उत्तर प्रदेश 2022 के चुनाव से पहले, what did अखिलेश यादव say? Wishing death upon Prime Minister Modi. अरे अंतिम समय में काशी में ही लोग ज्यादा समय बिताते हैं. नरेंद्र मोदी का अंतिम समय आ चुका है, इसलिए वो काशी में ज्यादा समय बिताते हैं. इसलिए भाषा की मर्यादा पर बीजेपी को और मोदी जी को ज्ञान देना बंद करो. फर्स्ट गो एंड इंट्रोस्पेक्ट बिफोर लेक्चरिंग द बीजेपी.
एचडीके एंड कोटा, संजू वर्मा, एचडीके एंड कोटा.
हाँ, एक्चुअली Devegowda.
Devegowda.
I just want to say this. Yes, pardon me. Priya, 1994 mein, for the first time, saying that Muslim OBC should be given reservation was a stricture, a diktat passed by Veerappa Moily of the Congress. Devegowda came in 1995 and implemented it. I am saying beat Moily or Devegowda. Reservation on grounds of religion is not acceptable. यदि कोई अमर है या अकबर है या एंथनी, तीनों को रिजर्वेशन मिलना चाहिए if they are backward, but तीनों को रिजर्वेशन नहीं मिलना चाहिए simply because A is Amar or B is Akbar or C is Anthony.
I'm completely running out of time, so final word to you, Tushar Gupta. Do you think that the message has been lost because of the medium, rather the words that were used? This could have been made more effectively, perhaps, in some other way?
No, absolutely not. I think the message has been amplified, and rightly so. If the opposition of this country wants to get back in power by sheer minority appeasement, then the people have a right to know. I think the language, as you point out, is important, but it is not as important as the issues that are being raised. Again, I urge the viewers of Times Now, page number 8 of the Congress Manifesto, points number 6, 7, 8. That will tell you how deep down Congress is in when it comes to minority appeasement, and the Prime Minister has just pointed that out.
All right. Thank you, everyone, and Sanju Verma for joining us. We've got just 11% of seats left to go. Just 6 days from now, we will know what the Janta has decided. At least the Janta would have decided. We'll know 3 days further down from that. Thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast.
The News Hour Special Edition.